YouTube, Mark here. Out on another hike today, and as you might be able to tell by my pack, it's going to be a big hike today. Actually, it's not just today. I'm finally doing what I wanted to do and get out on a multi-day trip. I'm up here in Taylor County. I'm doing the Jerry Lake segment. This is probably, I think, the longest segment at 15.1 miles, and I'm by myself, which means I gotta turn around and come back. Now so let's see, 15.1 miles, that means doing it twice, so I'm at 30.2 miles for the whole trip. But there's a Chippewa something loop that's nearby. I'm going to hit that one too, just so there's a little something different on the way home, but that's still going to add about another 4.5, 5 miles to the trip. So now I'm looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 35 and a half, somewhere in there. Got my backpack, got my sleeping bag, got my sleeping pad, tent, food, everything I'm going to need to enjoy the next couple of days. Almost forgot my sunglasses. Let's hike. This is Sailor Creek Road that I'm parked on here, but I'm technically not at the trailhead. I'm at a little access trail. The trailhead is actually about a quarter mile back up the road. When I pulled in, I mean, the parking area is really small. There were 2 cars in the parking area and it was full. So there's another parking area. It's just on the side here. It's kind of a mowed down grass area right here. So there is a secondary parking area with a trail access to the Jerry Lake segment. And I'm just going to take this as being the trailhead. So let's get going. Okay, now this trail is actually part of the, how do you pronounce it? Chickawagamung Nicollet National Forest. And you can pretty much camp anywhere, primitive camping, okay? That means leave no trace type stuff. They do have about, I think it's like 6 campsites that are walk-in sites. You just hike in, they give you a fire pit and everything, but technically you can camp anywhere on the Nicollet Forest area, but you have to do leave no trace style camping, okay? I'm hoping to get one of the campgrounds tonight, and it's about 8 miles in. I'm here kind of late. It's already getting to be like 2:30, so I need to really book. But if you notice, the blaze behind me isn't yellow, it's blue. That's because I'm on the access trail to get to the Ice Age Trail. So yeah, right now that blaze was blue. Once I get up to the Ice Age Trail, they'll turn yellow again. Well, that didn't last long. I mean, probably maybe a 2-minute hike on that access trail. I'm already on the Ice Age Trail now, so all my blazes are yellow. And I don't know if you can see it, but through the trees and stuff is actually Jerry Lake, and that's how the segment got its name. Let's see, let's go over some of the stats for the trail, shall we? The terrain elevational difficulty is a 3. That can be good, that can be bad. Because you gotta remember, they basically rate it from the high point to the low point during the trail. It's not how many times you're going up and down. It's just the total elevational change. Like I said, it could be, you know, one good-sized hill, or it could be 60 good-sized hills. You know, that whitewater segment that I hurt my back on, that Jen was on with me, that's a 3, but it's just constantly up and down, up and down, up and down. So we'll see what this holds. The trail difficulty itself is rated a 4. Lots of roots, rocks. They don't always get out here to remove stumps and logs and trees that fall across the path. In fact, I've already had to step over a couple of them. So yeah, this is actually really good. Lots of foliage. Very shady. It's a sunny day, but shady. Tomorrow, good chance of rain in the evening hours. So hopefully I can get the amount of hiking done that I want to before the rain all comes. They're not calling for it until right around 6 or 7 o'clock. That's when the chance gets pretty high. Then around, I think it's around 11 o'clock, it jumps all the way up to like a 90%. So I'll be sleeping in the rain tomorrow night, but tonight a little bit of wind, 10 mile an hour maybe. And then tomorrow should be a good day to start with. And hopefully I'll have camp set up by the end of the day, and we can enjoy camp probably tucked inside the tent. Well, in fact, I'm going by one of the camp areas right here, right off the trail. Nice level ground. They give you a ring, a fire ring, a couple of benches to sit on. But it's too damn early for me to stop. I just got here. Got to keep on moving. I'm glad that breeze is here today. It's keeping the bugs down. It's keeping me cool. Oh, steep climb. A few rocks thrown in back there. Oh, another thing about the segment. Now, this is pretty far up into the northern Wisconsin area. So, a couple things to be mindful of. We do have a good black bear population here. Most of it is up in this area. In fact, when I was on the highway on my way here, I saw a black bear carcass that got hit by a car. So, as you're going through the woods, if you're alone, whistle, sing songs. You know, if you surprise a bear by accident, it could turn around and charge after you. For the most part though, a black bear will see a human and it will take off running. This trail, I gotta really watch my feet. The other thing to be mindful of, and it's not too bad, but the area does have gray wolves. Gray wolves they can be vicious. But again, make noise as you're walking. And in both cases, keep your food away from camp. You know, hanging in a tree, probably a good 100 yards from your camp, and you should have no problems whatsoever. My pack isn't light. I never got out to buy lighter gear, so my pack is still about 40 pounds, even by myself. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, little froggy, almost stepped on him. But as you can see behind me, the trail is kind of overgrown, narrow. Like I said, you get lots of rocks and roots and and stuff sticking out too, so you really gotta watch your footing. I don't know if you can tell, but this is an old logging road. And you're going to see a lot of these through this trail. But you pretty much almost never follow them. There might be a couple occasions where you will, but for now, going straight across and keep going. See what I mean? You got obstacles to deal with every once in a while. Nothing serious, but they just don't get out here and clean it up all the time. I did have to stop and put bug spray on. Once I got away from Jerry Lake, the wind was no longer keeping the bugs away. The wind's going over the trees instead of through it. They say this is a 4 on trail difficulty. They're not joking. There are a few times where everything's so overgrown you can barely see the trail. Looks like I'm coming up on my first road crossing here. Fire Road 572. Again, I think that's so cool that they put the name of the road on the sign. Oh. On this one over here, they actually have 1.8 miles to Fire Road 576. That's really cool too, so that way you really know your bearings and know where you're at. I gotta stay here for a little bit. The wind's blowing, so I'm not getting attacked by bugs. Now, we've had a lot of rain this summer, this spring, and there's some good marshy areas back there, and I'm sure I'm going to hit a few more farther up the trail. So, haven't come across that second campsite yet. And again, I'm just going to buy that one. I don't plan on stopping. I want to try to make it all the way to the third walk-in campsite. And there's a few areas here and there, but for the most part, it's just thick brush and stuff like that. Okay, well, this one I do not go straight across the road. It's actually up the road just a little bit. Not very far, but maybe about 20 feet up the road. Steep embankment right there. Okay, let's keep moving. You know, they put these boardwalks in for these marshy areas, and if I remember reading right, there's supposed to be creeks and stuff like that. I'm hoping these aren't the creeks, because I was relying on them for fresh water. So I'm hoping that my creek isn't this marshy crap. I mean, I've got a filter, I got a Sawyer squeeze, but I don't have any purification tablets. I need some good, clean, running water. Hopefully there's more up ahead. That makes sure my hair looks pretty. Well, I've been pretty much go, go, go ever since I got here. But every so often, you find a spot, you just gotta stop. Look at all of it. I came up on top of a ridge. You got a nice big valley floor down there. Opens up to some open pines up there. Just gotta stop and take a look around. It's nice. I did when I'm walking, every so often I'll just give out a good loud whistle, a little tune of some sort. Well, one time I did it, and I heard something big go running through the woods. I never saw what it was. I don't know if it was a deer, bear, or what. Then I was walking along, being quiet, not doing much of anything, and all of a sudden I heard what sounded like a big rustle of leaves and stuff. It wasn't far from me, and I whipped around to see what it was. It was a freaking little squirrel. So yeah, I just kind of got the jeepy scared out of me from a squirrel. Well, that's about 2.5 miles now. Actually, a little over. 2.67 miles. Oh, a lot of hills. A lot of hills. More than what I was thinking there was going to be. Little bench here's got a nice little overlook. I'll show you that here in a second. I wanted to show you this too. Little registration box. No money or nothing. It's just a box. It's got a couple pencils and a pad of paper in there. Just sign your name, date, make a comment, where you're from or whatever. Just let people know who's been visiting. So if you come here, look at 62116, Mark V. That was me. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. This is what I mean by you can lose the trail relatively easily. Trail's right there. It's getting overgrown again. But I know I'm going the right way because there's my blaze. Oh wow, look at that nice beautiful bridge. I wonder if there's good running water underneath. Yes, yes there is. Running water. Going kind of slow, but running water nonetheless. Oh good, that answers my question. Like I said, I didn't know if if all that marshy stuff that I had come across, didn't know if that was supposed to be in, these creeks or not. And apparently not. Good, I'm glad to see this. I don't need water yet, still got a couple bottles left. So I'm going to keep moving. Because the place where I want to camp, it should have a creek right next to it, really. Oh, this is kind of nice. You can see the trail that I'm going to be gone. And you got this nice little slide of a cliff right here. Not very tall, maybe 50, 60 feet. And then it goes down to the little creek down below. Real nice area. I came across another campsite. And right down below me is the South Fork Yellow River. So, nice spot. Now this is the second one. I'm trying to reach the third one today. I think that's another, I want to say another 3 miles up yet. Stop for a little break. It's getting to be about 5:30, quarter to 6. I'm hoping I can be at the campsite in the next hour. Then I'll get some water from a stream that's supposed to be over there and make dinner. Oh. I tell you, the 4 rating for the difficulty on the trail. Yeah. There was just so many. I mean, the hill difficulty is one thing. But even when you're on basically the flat ground, it's just, you know, these 2, 3, 4 foot divots that you're constantly walking through and across. Big roots sticking out, rocks. It's work, it really is. I'm sure I'm going much slower than I usually go. I'm at 4.5 miles right now. About 2 hours to go 4.5 miles. Well, according to this, 2 hours of moving time and an hour of rest time. About maybe a half mile back or so. Yeah, I could have swore I heard a little bear go type of thing. So I started whistling and coughing and making a bunch of noise, but then it kind of dawned on me that it might have been a bumblebee. You know how they fly and, you know, they make that bzzz. Might have just been something like that too. It's hard to tell sometimes. To me, it sounded like a bear at a fairly good distance. But like I said, could be a big bumblebee fairly close. But being the terrain is so difficult, and it's hard for me to put the camera down. I just want to keep going. I don't really want to stop. Yeah, that was a bridge crossing. I can't wait to do it again tomorrow. Or I should say, can't wait to do it again on Thursday. That's when I should be back through this area. I made it to my campsite. Took a while. You can tell this campsite because they said there was going to be a big old rock here. And, well, that's a big old rock. You got a fire pit over there. I just crossed the stream on the other side over there. It's a little bit smaller than I was hoping. But it'll be plenty to fill my bottles and get them filtering and stuff. So I'm going to drop the pack. Start looking around where I'm going to set my tent. There's boards and stuff all over the place because the bridges over here by the creek, a lot of them got washed away or something like that, broken up somehow. In fact, some people are lining them around here for benches and stuff. Oh, I need to get this pack off. I need to go get some water. My only issue now is I was going to stop off and get some purity tabs. I never did. I got a filter. I'll take out the sediment stuff, but as far as bacteria, I'm taking my chances now. Well, I think that's the end of my day one. I am a little nervous because my tent's right there, and I just had my food right here and I ate it, and I actually spilled some on the ground. So I'm a little nervous about that. You know, if bears smell it, wolves or something like that, they might come and investigate. I filtered water out of the creek, and then I boiled it. And then I found out that you can't just turn around and pour it into the bottles, because, you know, they kind of shrink up and deform and stuff like that. It's still a good bottle. It didn't get a hole in it or anything like that, but that's just kind of a good thing to know right there. You know, super hot water, don't put it in those bottles. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to let my fire die out. I might try to get another thing of water boiled, just so I can have it ready for tomorrow. But because I think what I got in there is like 1.5 of those bottles. I should probably get some more. But sorry I didn't record a lot. I've just been so tired and stuff. I've just been kind of feeding the fire and feeding myself. And now it's getting to be close to 8 o'clock. Still quite a bit of daylight left, maybe an hour or so, but yeah, I've heard a couple of big things trounce through the woods. I don't know if they're smelling the smoke and running away or what the deal is, but hopefully it's just deer. Kind of sounded like it was, so we'll see. Alright, I gotta boil up some more water and then I'm gonna go to bed. I've got a book to read tonight. It's the Bill Bryson Walk in the Woods. They made a movie about it recently, and I really like the movie. It's funny. So I ended up getting the book, and I got that to read on my trip here. So yeah, it's I'm going to get everything put away and get myself put away into bed. First day was 6.5 miles, real easy. I mean, the distance is easy. The terrain difficulty, yeah, I'd say that's spot on. The trail difficulty, I think they need to up it to 5. I am probably in the last 1.5 to 2 miles. There's so much deadfall going across the trail, and you have to figure out how to get around it. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I had to get off the trail probably about a dozen times just to get around a tree. And I mean, it's not, some of it's, it's stuff that you can just step over or it's been crushed down, but for the most part, it's the canopy of the tree that's laying on the trail, and you have to go, maybe 40, 50, 60 yards off the trail to go around it. It's just really horrible. But I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I had lasagna for dinner, one of those bag meals. I brought just old clothesline that I had laying around the house so I could hang my food bag up in a tree. Tossed the line up there, tied off my bag, went to go hoist it up, and my line snapped. Okay, no big deal. I got lots of line left. Let's try this again. Exact same thing. I get it up over the branch, tie it off, go to hoist it up, snap. So I pretty much got rid of my rope. There's nothing I can do with it. You know, it's basically about 3 8-foot segments. That's all it is. This stuff was so brittle I could actually pull it apart with my bare hands. I should have checked that before I left. So I'm doing something kind of dangerous, and that is I'm having to sleep with my food bag in my tent. I don't like doing this, but I have no choice. You know, if I leave it out in the outside somewhere, a bear's going to get it. There's no doubt about it. Well, anyway, it's not really late. It's not even 10 o'clock yet, but I am just so tired. I want to go to sleep. So I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Okay, good morning. It's actually, I think it's coming up on around 7:30, something like that. And it was hard sleeping last night, you know, just all the new sounds and stuff. I'm just not used to it. But I got camp all broke down. My tent was over here. I got the rucksack all packed up. Got my fire extinguished. I did have one this morning just so I could cook my breakfast. Pretty much when I got that done, I doused it. So yeah, all I gotta do now is throw the pack on and get going. Now when I came in through this side over here by the big gray rock, so I came in kind of over through that way, and the trail comes in and you'll turn right and it will end up going down this way. So yeah, that's where we're headed. I'll hope to do a little more recording today. I'm looking at my battery. I've got 3/4 of a battery left on this yet. I've got another battery and then a partial, like a 1 hour battery. So yeah, I should be able to do a little bit more recording today. I think a lot of the reason why I didn't do recording a lot yesterday is the terrain is just so difficult. So yeah, it's really hard, it really is. So I'm hoping to get a little bit more today, a few more pictures, and I don't have to run to get to my next camp area. You know, I got all day to do it. That was also another reason why I just didn't want to stop and take video and stuff like that, because I wanted to make sure I got to this campground. So yep, let's get going. Okay, so the campsite, it was nice and big, but you gotta be mindful on which way you're gonna go, because there's the trail in, there's the Ice Age trail out, and then there's 2 other trails. So you just gotta be mindful on which trail you're taking. I mean, even the little bit of distance that I've traveled since leaving the camping area, it's just been, you know, there's a trail that goes that way, there's a trail that goes that way, there's, you know, so you really got to be mindful on which way you're going. You got to take your eyes off the ground, which is hard to do because you got to watch your footing. You got to take your eyes off the ground to see where the markers are. Almost lost my footing back there. Now this is kind of cool. I'm kind of walking on a high ridge line here. Little valley down there. Little valley down there. Oh, I don't know if these are kettles. I can't see through the foliage to tell. In case you're interested, I researched it before I left, thinking that it was a possibility I might get some, but I don't think I will, and that is that this trail segment the Jerry Lake segment has the cold caches, the geocaching for the Ice Age Trail. They call them cold caches. There's actually two of them on this. I think one has to do with beaver dams, and the other has to do with actual glaciation formations and stuff on how land changed, you know, once the ice melted and stuff. I was gonna do them, but I just figured, you know, this is the first time I'm doing a long hike like this, multi-days. I figured, I better not. Hey, look at that, a bench. Time for a little break. Quickly swallowed down about 2 cups of water, not much. And then back on the trail. Did a little bit of a pack adjustment. Hopefully that'll help. My shoulders were just getting a little sore. It's too early in the day for that to be happening. Still walking that ridgeline though. I'm glad, because I'm looking down over on this side and there's like marshy, mucky stuff all the way down there. Glad I'm up here. Yeah, you guessed it. All that stuff is laying down on the path. You gotta find your way around it. And that's the hill I gotta go up now. Woohoo, another bench. I don't think I need it this time though. I'm gonna keep going. I've done about 2 miles this morning already. Oh, it's kind of cool, but working so hard, I'm sweating big time. I think the temperatures are only in the low 70s. Ooh. Yeah. Only 10 more miles of this to go today. Yeah, you guessed it. That down pine tree is covering the trail. The trail was actually way up here, so I came down through the trees over here, came around, but now this one was covering the trail. So just came up here and crossed there. Now I'm coming back down to the trail here. Like I said, just because of all this down stuff, they really need to change this rating to a 5. Either that or else they gotta get the volunteers out here to clean some of this up. I mean, the marshy, mucky, muddy stuff is one thing. But having to put up with going around and over dead trees or fallen trees, and that takes it out of you. I'm hoping I can actually finish this. Check out this tree. Woodpeckers have been just going to town on this thing. Alright, I'm having second thoughts on having started this. I thought I could do it. This heavy pack though. Now if I could lose maybe 10 to 15 pounds in my pack, you know, maybe then, but I'm gonna keep trudging along. My hips are starting to hurt a little bit. Now this would be one thing to grab a couple of gallons of water and try to nail this out in one day. Yeah, then I think maybe I could do it. But not with this big pack. So yes, I'm second guessing myself and possibly admitting defeat. I went by what looked kind of like a camping area, one of the campground areas, but I didn't see any fire ring, so I don't know if it was that or not. Truthfully, I really don't even know where I'm at. If I was to look at a map, I would have no clue. So I don't know where the next road is or when it's coming up. I'll keep trudging along. Well, I just stopped for a, actually it's a pretty good sized break. Probably sat there for, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. Just needed to relax, calm down, get a little more food in my stomach, talk to my beautiful, loving wife. I think I'll be able to finish off the segment like I'm hoping. I'm still debating on whether or not there's a way I can call like a taxi to come pick me up or something when I'm done with it. But if I have to go back, I have to go back. So I really don't know what there is for taxis up and around this area. Oh. But definitely will not do that interpretive Indian loop, or I think that's what it was called, because that just adds another 5 miles or so to the hike, and I just don't need it right now. I'm coming up on a road right now. Maybe this can at least give me some bearings of where I'm at. I'm hoping that it'll be .108. Darn, I was hoping there was the next one down. I'll keep going. I'll definitely have to stop for water on the next stream I find. I have a feeling I'm going to be sick in a couple of days from drinking the water up here, because I'm an idiot and I didn't get the purification tabs. Again, I started taking a lot of video and pictures at the beginning, but now with the amount of physical exertion and getting tired, I'm just not taking as many. Alright, I'll keep going, and if I see something I'll take pictures of it, but video I'm going to probably take very little of it, and truthfully there hasn't been a lot to take pictures of. You know, I was hoping to see a lot of, you know, forest flowers and stuff like that, and I'm just not seeing them. Lots and lots of ferns. You see one fern, you've seen them all. Trail's getting real close and friendly all of a sudden. Got a mosquito fly up my nose. Well, the last little quarter mile, half mile, that sucked. You're basically walking right along the edge of a bog. I mean, a lot of times you can see where people have blazed new trails going up into the trees a little bit just to get it out of the mud. But there are areas You just can't do that. So you got to have a good walking stick or something so you can plant it on one side of the trail while you're walking on the other, just to kind of help support your balance and stuff like that. You need a walking stick. I've been using the tripod for the camera. As you can see by the sign, I made it to the Chippewa Lobe Interpretive Loop. Well, that's a mouthful. The loop is 7 miles, but that's 7 miles to this point again. It actually circles around and comes out on the Ice Age Trail. I think it's almost like 1.5 miles or so down. So you're talking 5.5 miles for that trail, and then 1.5 miles back here, so that's your 7 miles. My original plan was I was going to do this on my return hike back to the truck. Screw it, I'm not doing it. Okay. So I gotta go left here, because when I'm standing there and looking at the sign, I gotta go that way. Well, at least after that boggy area and after that intersection back up there, it's at least opened up a little bit. And if you're claustrophobic, that last little bit sucks. I'm not. Man, a lot of spider webs and muddy and ugh. All right, can you tell which way the path goes? I can barely see it. It goes this way. Well, I had to do the thing I hated doing. I have to call for a rescue. With the impending rain coming and the conditions of the trail of stuff that I just went through, I mean, it's going to be impassable if you add any more water to it. I took a couple of steps in one spot, and now I got a wet foot. And if it, I had to do some major bushwhacking to get around that swampy, marshy stuff. Oh. So, called Mom. Told her baby boy needs some help. So, she's hopefully on her way. I know it's asking a lot. Coming up, 5-hour drive just to get up here. Oh. I mean, if I can find an alternative, if there's a taxi service in Medford or something like that, I'll give them a call, but right now I need to keep pushing forward. Because I haven't even gone the 1 mile, 1.5 miles from that loop intersection. I haven't even come across that where it comes back, so just keep on going. Oh, guys, I'm sorry again, I'm not recording too much. The terrain is just unforgiving. It's relentless. I'm constantly watching where I'm having to step, so I can't really look around. Oh. I reached back there, the other section of the interpretive loop. Called for a taxi to come get me out of Medford. They won't come out this far to get me, and they definitely won't go far enough to take me back to my truck. So my mom's actually calling the Nicollet Forest Preserve, see if they can send out a ranger to come pick me up. So still waiting to hear back on that. So I'm trudging along. I'm probably about 12 miles in now. I was trudging along and I look over. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little stump over there with a yellow blaze on it. telling me to take this trail here instead of staying on the trail that I've been following. Good thing I looked up when I did. Otherwise I would have missed it. Well, shortly after that little intersection that I went through that I almost missed, come across one of the other campgrounds. I think this is the last campsite till the end of the segment, which means that I'm only just a few miles away. Well, I called it quits. I got to road 102. If you just look way back there, you can see a bridge. That's the Yellow River North Fork Bridge. So that's as far as I've gotten. My mom said that the Nicollet Forest Rangers don't come rescue people. She said that she called the Taylor County Sheriff's Office. They're supposed to be coming to get me on an ATV. But it's really hard to do this, you know, try to arrange someone to come get you because you can't call. There's no cell reception up here. So that's all I'm doing, just sitting here waiting for the sheriff's department to come get me.